Hello everyone, and welcome to a quick video on the inventory in Forge of Empires. First, I want to ask, and you can leave a comment below, how do you set up your inventory? And what I mean by that is, there's two things that you can do with your items. The first is to lock them in place so that you can't sacrifice anything to the antiques dealer. And the second thing that you can do is you can favorite an item or multiple items, as you see I have done here, and that makes those items show up first in your inventory list. So let me know, what are your favorited items? I have the Finish All Supply Productions because I use it almost every day for different event quests and daily quests. Then I have my Mess Self-Aid Kit, my single self-aid kit that I use, to whittle it down, just because I just feel like it's not even worth, uh, selling at the antiques dealer. And then I have my store building because I am often rearranging the buildings in my city, and I don't necessarily want to delete them. And I use the construction tool now and again, but sometimes it's just easier to store the building, especially if I know that I'm not going to place it again. Other than that, I don't really set anything else up. So I'm curious how you set up your inventory. And the second question is, do you get rid of anything? Um, the nice thing about Forge of Empires, and I hope they don't change this, is that you have an unlimited inventory. It's one of those games that it doesn't nickel and dime you in that respect of, you're only allowed to hold 200 items or 500 items or something like that. Other games that I play, like Pokemon Go, they have an item cap, so you can only hold a certain amount in your backpack, or some other type of inventory vehicle. So I like that, but at the same time, it makes it extremely difficult to find something that I'm looking for. Um, you know, Especially if I don't quite recognize or remember the name, because you can search for the name. You can type it in the top here. So for example, if I'm looking for my Forgotten Temples, I can look them up like this. I can get my Forgotten Temples. But if I forget the name of some special event building that happened, spring of 2024, I can I can put spring in, but that doesn't really give me anything. So anyway, um, I have 57 pages of items, and some of them are fragments, and some of them are potions, and some of them are buildings. You have upgrades and ascendancies and stuff like that. So it's pretty difficult to go through everything. So over the past however many months, I would say, I've been going to the antiques dealer, and I've been getting rid of anything that I just feel that I'm not going to hang on to anymore. And that could be anything from consumables to upgrades that I don't use that particular building anymore. But it's definitely, cut down on the amount of items that I have in my inventory. And again, all that being said, um, I still have 57 pages of things. Um, on PC, you do have a couple different tabs. You have the buildings tab. So if it takes up space in your city, that's considered a building. And if you know the thing that you're looking for is a building, you can find it here. Then there's the consumable items, and that is anything from the potions, or the units, the store buildings, stuff like that, or any of the upgrades and ascendancies that you can get from prizes and events. And then you have fragments, and the fragments honestly is probably getting out of control. And the thing that I don't like is, let me see if I can find something that I can delete. Let's see here. I'll do this one. So I can't even delete this Bastion Gatehouse fragment. So it's just there. It's just taking up space. I can't do anything with it. Let me see if I can search it here. And okay. So it is locked there. So I can delete it. But then I can only delete one at a time. So I have 17 of them. So I have to go through and delete 17 times to get rid of every single fragment, right? So for example, if there are other things that I want to get rid of that have multiple fragments, like 130 silver upgrade for the Eco Center, I have to go through and I have to delete 130 times. Just do a select all or delete all, something like that, or make it a type in number, something like that. The one thing that I dislike there. So um, then you have your goods, technically, different part of the inventory, and then you have your blueprints. But going back to this, um, the one thing that I also wanted to highlight was there's an inventory log that was recently added. I want to say within the last couple of months, and so that tells you what you've recently received and what you've recently used. So, it shows here, I just deleted my 2 fragments. I just recently used a bunch of forge points in order to add to some great buildings that I have. I've just sold some stuff to the antiques dealer, and then I've received some stuff from quests. Inventory items, I think I collected earlier today. So yeah, my pickup production, all of these things were added today. 7:48 p.m., which is nice. And then the other nice thing is they put a filter in, so you can filter between your oldest items and your newest items. So oldest items, I think my oldest item that isn't a fragment is, let me see. Yeah, so it's the Epic Fellowship 2024 selection kit, which makes sense. I don't think I have anything from 2023. Let's see if I can prove that. Yep. So I don't have anything from 2023. So it makes sense that that's my oldest item. And then if you did recently do your city collection and you clicked through everything that you received really quickly and you saw something that you weren't really sure, you can do newest to oldest. And so now it's showing you everything you just recently picked up. So I just got a Neo fashion boutique from combining all of my fragments, which you can do down here. You can assemble all, and you can do that on the all rewards page or the fragments page. And got some Nano Terra selection kits, some Sleigh Builder selection kits, which I'm probably going to sell to the antique dealer. But yeah, so like I said, try to keep this short. Hopefully this was a decent review of the inventory page and what you can do with it. Like I said, leave a comment below on how you set up your inventory. Do you delete everything? Do you sell everything to the antiques dealer? Do you keep everything? Are you a hoarder? That's fine. I used to be that way too. So that's the end of this video. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe. And as always, keep on jamming.